I was really excited for the business. I was really excited for them to work with me. I, had all this, all these ideas about like, oh, here's the music that I'm going to do. I'm going to hire this original composer to come, make this music for me for the video. I'm gonna, have a script writer. I'm gonna do outlines. I'm gonna do all this like cinematic B-roll, all this kind of stuff. And I spent, weeks just thinking about the creative. Showed up to the shoot, shot around all day. I was like, oh yeah, I got more than enough content here. It's totally fine. I don't have to worry about getting any more content. I got everything I need here. I'll show up late the next day. I'll be in my own creative zen pretty much, like I'm gonna go shoot whatever I want, and didn't spend a lot of time at the end of the day really talking to the client. So, I thought I had it in the bag. It was no big deal. And then all of a sudden we're doing the edit and I realized one problem. I don't have enough footage. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's not enough footage in these SD cards to make this project happen. The composer gave me the music and it was nowhere near what I was thinking, but we had a deadline right away. It was a mess delivering this first edit to this client. And I remember when I turned it in, I went from a 10 in terms of confidence to like a -0. Like, I don't even know if that's a number, like -0, -2, because it was right around when I was turning in that project that it hit me like a massive ton of bricks that I should have been much more of a businessman talking to another businessman about the problems that he had in his business and what this creative endeavor could have solved for them. I turn in the video, they obviously hate it, obviously. We try and save the project. It doesn't get saved. I don't get a balance payment. So the people that I hired to work on this project with me, I had to pay them out of my own pocket. In my first year, that's a very tough pill to swallow because, you're thinking you're a creative and, you're awesome at what you do. And now you're having to, make negative money on a project just to be able to get through it. It was a very deflating moment because it rocks your confidence. It shakes you. It took a lot of time for me to get over that, but there was a massive lesson learned for me and all that. And that was, it doesn't matter how good you are behind a camera. It doesn't matter what background you have, what experience you have. If your creative solution does not solve the problem for the business, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how good your video looks. Doesn't matter how great your audio is. It doesn't matter how perfect your lighting is. It doesn't matter how great the music is. If your creative output does not solve a business problem, the creativity is worthless. Creativity has to be matched with data, with analytics, with research, with business acumen. This isn't art school. This isn't drama school. This isn't where you get to mess up and your teachers tell you what you did wrong and then, you get to do it over and over and over again until you get it perfect and then you get an A or a B. You mess up, you lose money, you can't pay your mortgage, you can't feed your kids, literally. I had 2 kids at that time. And so I'm very glad that I learned that lesson very, very early on in my first year. And it's a lesson that, I've taken with me these past 7 years and in making thousands of videos at this point for hundreds and hundreds of clients.